Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'll be making this simple dessert today. I'll be using Lotus Biscoff biscuits with some custard. So the first thing I'm doing is to crush my Lotus biscuits. I'll set it aside and I'll go ahead to make my custard. So I'll dissolve some of this custard powder in some milk. You can dissolve it in cold water if you wish, but I just wanted to dissolve it in milk. It doesn't really make so much difference anyway. It just makes it extra creamy and rich. So when it's well dissolved with no lumps, I will get ready to start making the custard. So with the same milk, I'll pour some of the milk into my pot. Like I said, you can actually use water to do this, and to be honest, I didn't even really need to go this far. I could have just used hot water, but I wanted to make it controlled and light without using the hot water method. So it takes very little time for custard to get ready, honestly. So in 2 minutes your custard is ready. Remember to add some sugar, except you don't like using or taking a lot of sugar, then you can opt out of using sugar. But because this is a sweet dessert, I wanted it to be sweet all the way. But if you don't want it sweet, it's totally fine. You can skip the sugar. So like I said, I wanted to control the custard because I didn't want it too thick, and this was exactly the consistency I was aiming for. Remember that when you set it aside and it cools down, it will still get thick. So I wanted it a little bit light from the beginning. Then now to the second stage, I have some whipping cream here. This is exactly about 2 cups of whipping cream. I had used it previously and I have 2 cups left. You can use sugar again. If you don't want to use sugar, you can opt out, but this whipping cream is not sweet at all. So if you are you have a sweet tooth, you can add a little bit of sugar, and I used 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. So make sure you whip it onto medium stiff peaks, and this is exactly what we have. When it is well whipped, it would double in size and it will be ready for you to use. So I'm just going to get a piping bag and I'm going to be dropping some of this whipped cream into the piping bag. You don't really need to do this again, to be very honest. You'll see how I'm going to be using this at the end of the day. So if you don't even have a piping bag, you can use your spoon to do the process for the whipping cream that I put in the piping bag. So remember the Nutella remember the Lotus Biscoff I crushed in the beginning. So that's the crushed biscuit at the base. I'm adding some of the custard now. Like I said, I like it light because if it's too thick, you might not be able to have that consistency you're aiming for. And this is perfect for me. So you're just going to repeat all the process in the 3 cups. I'm just adding some custard and I'm going to layer it up to just make it nice and clean. I'll add some of the crushed Lotus biscuit again. Oh my goodness, guys, the consistency was good. You can imagine having soft then crunchy at the same time. That kind of feeling. It was so good. I love Lotus a lot, and guys, almost anything you add it to, it makes it sweet. So let's just go back to plating our dessert. So everything is ready at this point. You need just basically 3 things: your crushed biscuits, your custard, and then the whipped cream. Anyhow you want to arrange it is totally fine. If you want to have whipped cream at the bottom, biscuits, custard on top, is totally up to you. It's totally fine, but I like it this way. So I have the biscuit, the custard, the biscuits again, and then my whipped cream. So remember I said I don't even need to put it in a piping bag. Trust me, at the end of the day, I even used the wrong nozzle, so it didn't come out the way I wanted it to come out. So like I said, if you're not using a piping bag, it's totally fine. So just use whatever you want to use. You can use your spoon to layer it all up. You can use the ladle or whatever. So to top it up at the last, I'm going to be using some more crushed biscuits at the top so that I have this balanced texture of smooth and then crunchy at the same time. And this gives a very good balance, if you ask me. So everything was so good at this point. Everybody enjoyed it. It was a perfect Christmas dessert. So guys, anytime you're watching this video, this was shot and done by Christmas, so it was one of the Christmas desserts I served and it was so good. So we're going to top it off with some lotus again. And if you will need this recipe, feel free to come back to watch it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my subsequent videos. Don't forget to like, share, do all that good stuff. Bye.